should you watch Fruits Basket? It's a big question. Fruits Basket is one of the most iconic shoujo there is in Japan. And maybe you're somebody that's already been watching it, you know, and you're caught up, or you're someone that just lacks the motivation. It's not really your cup of tea, it doesn't look like your cup of tea, and you just haven't really been motivated to try it. Or you're just somebody that wants to watch the original first. What I can tell you is my personal perspective as a newcomer to this series. I haven't watched any of the original series, except for a couple episodes back when I was in, like, anime club in junior high. And if you're new here, just quickly want to say, my name's Samurai Kibiji, to which every week I encourage you to be geek, be proud, be awesome. So check out the channel if it's your first time here. Got some various stuff about animes and games and stuff for you. But Fruits Basket 2019, which is funny how like that's what it's being titled now on a lot of sites and stuff, just Fruits Basket 2019. It is indeed a reboot, remake, whatever. You know, it's following the strict plot, supposedly, that is the manga, similar to how Fullmetal Alchemist did with Brotherhood. And Fruits Basket follows the protagonist, Toru, who is probably the most innocent and caring orphan girl I've ever seen, who through some circumstances and characters finding out about her situation, becomes kind of embraced by the Selma family, who is a group of people that actually have this curse upon them that when they're embraced by somebody physically, they turn into one of the zodiac animals. So with that premise, it's like a slice of life with, you know, a bit of fantasy attached to it. But ultimately, this is for sure a slice of life show. Don't think like, you know, that fantasy element is a big part of it. And I'll share my thoughts on the story in a bit, but I first just wanted to get into some of the technical details of this show. I honestly cannot remember the last time a slice of life show has just been such a treat to my eyes with its character designs, its scenery, its just consistent quality. How characters' eyes just shine, their expressiveness, it's just gorgeous. But the music in this show is so damn beautiful. I'm not that current with anime, don't get me wrong, like I am not the anime expert in any way, shape, or form. Nobody is, you know, it's all subjective, but just from everything I've seen this year, there is not a soundtrack this year that has made me more just charmed than Fruits Basket 2019. I'm just gonna call it Fruits Basket. Its OP and ED in particular are just so heartfelt feeling. I can imagine former fans of this franchise, like that hasn't seen it in years, when they first watched that OP, they were probably bawling their eyes out. I tear up almost like every other time I watch it. The ED is much more peaceful and the OP is much more emotional. It's just got this charm to it. I'm gonna use that word a lot in this thoughts video. Just this entire show has so much charm to it. And the soundtracks in the show use pianos so well, and I will say a lot of it is repeated. I'm not gonna deny that, a lot of it is repeated, but so much of it is just so, it just triggers me. It just triggers me in such a positive way, but it's not just all for happy-go-lucky kicks. It's more so that it's just charming. I'm gonna keep using that word, but it's just the visuals and soundtrack to this show is just some of the most charming I have seen and heard. Let me know what you think of that also. And by the way, if you're liking this video, leave it a like. It really does help, and share it with a friend or two. But now about that story, okay? So how does the characters, how's the plot, how's the writing, and so on? I recognize that Fruits Basket is one of the most influential shoujos there is. We might not even had certain shoujos if it wasn't for Fruits Basket. But as a newcomer in today's world, I'm gonna admit it doesn't really stand out amongst all the various other things that we have, but it's still a very charming and heartfelt show, like I was saying about the technical details. Toru exceeds the term waifu, okay? I'm not gonna say Toru's best girl, waifu, nothing. She's more than that. She deserves happiness more than anybody I've seen in quite some time. She just deserves happiness in the world because of how hard she tries and how much she cares for others. And she's just completely unaware of, you know, what she does for other people. She's too good. She's too good for anybody. And personally, I feel like she steals the show as just characters in general. Yes, there is some nice characters in here. I like Kyo. I like all these other characters. You know, I'm not gonna list every character because there's a good amount of them. But the thing is that Toru is such a shining light that all the other characters are learning from. She is such a presence that isn't perfect, you know? Her main flaws is that she's too nice sometimes, and she's so oblivious to others around her that appreciate her. It's about how her light really shines on them and just how she impacts them. And there's a lot of stereotypes in here, yeah, but it's probably because, you know, it's Fruits Basket. It's from way back in the day. And while the plot and characters don't necessarily have anything massively new, I'm sure eventually, especially since this is gonna cover the whole story, which I just wanna say on a production standpoint, I am so happy to hear this being consistently called like season 1. We're gonna finish this story. We're gonna tell the entire story. That's so cool to hear right away, you know, like they're not gonna wait to see how successful it is. It's just straight up, no, we're doing the entire thing. That is so cool to hear. And I'm sure there's gonna eventually be some heavy stuff that happens, some emotional stuff that happens with characters that's gonna really hurt, because so far I'm like 9 or 10 episodes in as of this recording, but without spoiling anything, it's just I get the feeling eventually there'll be some things that freaking hurt. Because so far this show is just so heartfelt and warm, and just so warm and inviting and welcoming. Whether you're a former Fruits Basket fan or not, I honestly think that anybody can find appreciation for what this is. But I will say that, you know, if you're not into it within the first episode or two, I think you can walk away. I personally would encourage you to give it more than that, but honestly, it's not gonna get better and better and better as you go on in the series. It could, but just in my opinion, I don't think, like, you know, if the first 2 episodes didn't get you, it's not like, you know, episodes 3 or 4 are gonna get you. And fun fact about me, I rarely actually watch an entire anime episode in one sitting. Please don't kill me. You know, I'll watch like part 1 here and part 2 there. But every single episode of Fruits Basket I've watched, it's so hard for me to stop. I'm just so entranced by it, and I just want to watch this whole thing, and I just forget about everything else around me and just get lost in the episode. And regarding this season, Attack on Titan has easily done that for me as well, but just for vastly different reasons, very opposite reasons actually. Fruits Basket 2019, or the reboot, whatever you want to call it, it's just one of the most relaxing, charming, heartfelt, beautiful things I have seen in so long. I just love it, like on the technical details especially, and the story doesn't do anything to really pop out to me, but I can't help but, you know, watch it every week. I took a break from anime because of all of E3 stuff, but I don't know, this one's really got me, and I just thought I'd share my thoughts on it. Nothing is spectacular or unique about it, I'm not gonna say that, and I'm not gonna give it a grade either right now, because I don't think that's really fair to do until, you know, it's finished its first season at the least, so stick around just in case. And to answer that question, should you watch Fruits Basket, I would say give it a shot, you know, give it a whirl, just give it a try or two, because it's just something really special to me this year. Like, this year as a whole so far, not just this season, but this year. Fruits Basket is really something special. And I'm watching it in dub.
Maximum anger.
I love Laura Bailey, okay? But share your thoughts in the comments. You know, what did you think of Fruits Basket? Like, what do you think of it so far? Or if you haven't watched it yet, you know, what's the reason why you haven't really touched it? Just leave me any thoughts. I'd love to interact with you. Check out videos below. And yeah, thank you so much for watching this community. Subscribe if you haven't yet, or just check out the channel. Be geek, be proud, be awesome. Catch you in the video below.